This afternoon, Special Advisor on Youth Matters at NDDC, Udeng Zaradiri, reveals why substantive NDDC board cannot be set up yet. Senate to hold national public hearing on constitution review tomorrow. PDP reacts to President Buhari tough talks on insecurity. And on the foreign scene, Malaysia accuses China of breaching airspace. I am Carl Orakwe with the news. The Special Advisor on Youth Matters at the NDDC, Udeng Zaradiri, says the substantive NDDC board cannot be constituted due to the ongoing forensic audit. Zaradiri, a former IYC president, said this in a television interview following protests by the Joy Youth Council for the board to be set up.
The leaders of the Niger Delta met with the president and insisted that there should be an investigation of the activities of the NDDC. And then the president obliged and began the forensic exercise that is a bone of contention today. For us to have an unbiased process, the president said, let us get experts and set up an interim leadership that will manage the process. As I speak to you, they are in the field. This forensic is not just about who took money and didn't do what, but the entire organogram of the NDDC. If you go and appoint a board the way it is today, you will still have the same problems.
He said the NDDC probe, is the idea of governors of the Niger Delta states.
When this administration came into place, the leaders of the Niger Delta met with the president and insisted that there should be an investigation of the activities of the NDDC. And then the president obliged and began the forensic exercise that is a bone of contention today. Don't forget that the prerogative to appoint is in the constitution solely for the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The former IYC president also said many in the Niger Delta have an entitlement mentality towards the NDDC.
In the creation of the NDDC itself, the Joy Youth played very frontal roles. At all points, you cannot wash away the interest of the Joys when it comes to the NDDC. However, there are issues bordering on corruption, there are issues bordering on the NDDC not delivering on its mandate. Now, people keep confusing the forensics with the others. I was on the other side also when I was president. I was saying that you can actually set up a board while the forensic is going on. If you go and appoint a board the way it is today, you will still have the same problems.
On Monday, the IYC president, Peter Igbifa, led youth to shut the headquarters of the NDDC on Old Aba Road, Port Harcourt. The youth had earlier locked the new headquarters of the commission at the Marine Base and the NDDC's River State office at Waterline area. They performed some traditional rituals and sacrifices and pronounced curses on anyone who would attempt to open the facilities without inaugurating the board. On Sunday, Chief Government Ekpemukpolo, otherwise known as Tom Polo, issued a 7-day ultimatum to the federal government to inaugurate the NDDC board. Meanwhile, Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has invited all ethnic nationalities in the Niger Delta region to a meeting. The minister said a letter has been sent to the President General of the Niger Delta Ethnic Nationalities Youth Leaders Council, Terry Obie. He said the meeting will address the critical issues affecting the region. The last meeting the minister had with the IYC divided the group. Moving on, Senate President Ahmed Lawan says a national public hearing to alter the provisions of the 1999 Constitution will hold tomorrow and Friday. Senator Lawan made this known in a letter addressed to him by the chairman of the Constitution Review Committee, Senator Ovie Omoagege. The Senate President appealed to Nigerians to take advantage of the opportunity.
I want to also appeal to Nigerians to take the opportunity of the national public hearing that will take place from Thursday. This is an effort that the National Assembly, particularly the Senate, is seriously attached to. We believe that we must do whatever is necessary to provide a platform for Nigerians to air their views, give their positions, and canvas for whatever they feel will make our country better and make governance more efficient and more successful.
Meanwhile, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, says Nigeria is in need of a near-perfect constitution. Speaking at the opening ceremony of the House of Representatives Special Committee on Constitution Review, The Speaker said the 1999 Constitution was entered into hurriedly.
Because the 1999 Constitution is a product of a hurried national compromise that we entered into 2 decades ago in order to ensure that the military returned to the barracks and that we returned to democratic government. It was always the intention that we will one day, as one people and one nation, return to amend this document so that it gives voice to the yearnings of the Nigerian people and sets out in clear detail how we intend to achieve the shared ambitions of our nationhood.
He, however, called on the House to make good use of the ongoing review.
We can achieve that through substantive amendments that significantly alter the character of our nation. Therefore, the task before us now is to use this process of review and amendment to devise for ourselves a constitution that resolves the issues of identity and political structure, of human rights and the administration of government, resource control, national security, and so much else that have fractured our nation and hindered our progress and prosperity.
At the Uyo Center of the South-South Zonal Public Hearing on the review of the Constitution yesterday, Dr. Mina Obango represented the Rivers State Civil Society Network, Coalition Against Gas Flaring CAGAF, and other key organizations. She spoke to our correspondent after her presentation.
Issues around the environment, issues around the devolution of powers are related issues, as well as issues around gender mainstreaming. So basically we were there to tell them about the need to have an 11th fundamental human right, which is the right to nature, and that the right to nature will significantly cover all the areas of environment, making it mandatory for the environment to be protected, and issues such as suits and related activities to be strategically addressed from the roots using the Constitution.
Dr. Obango also said her network will be active throughout the process of the review of the 1999 Constitution.
Our plan is to follow up the process at every single level. At every single level, up to the level of passage, we will follow it up. And we want to do all that is physically possible to make sure that is achieved. So, skeptics, of course, have a right to also feel any way they feel, just as those who wish to try again and see if this time around we can have our needs mainstreamed. So it's a matter of don't give up until it's over, and then you know if the government will disappoint us again.
Still ahead in the news, PDP reacts to President Buhari's tough talks on insecurity. Do stay tuned.
Our freedom depends on our proactive responsibilities.
Let's talk, act, and be about development.
With one voice, our potential is realized. This is your #1 news, talk, and sports radio station. 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am listening.
Welcome back. The PDP has called on President Buhari to match his words with action and lead the fight against insecurity from the front. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Kola Ologbondiya, stated this in an interview, saying the inactions of the president are responsible for the insecurity. On the 2023 elections, the PDP spokesperson said the president should revisit the Electoral Act amendment, which he refused to sign into law. Yesterday, President Muhammadu Buhari issued a stern warning to those plotting to destroy Nigeria, saying they will soon receive the shock of their lives. President Buhari was speaking after he received a briefing from INEC Chairman Mahmood Yakubu on a series of attacks on INEC facilities across the country. The president said it is very clear that those behind the attacks want his administration to fail. He said the federal government has given the perpetrators enough time. He also said those misbehaving in certain parts of the country are obviously too young to know the travails and loss of lives that happened during the Nigerian Civil War.
We have done our best to change the service chiefs and the IG. We allow them time to go around to make necessary changes for them to be firmly in charge. We try and give them the resources they require, and we will demand security sooner than later. I thank you very much for your presentation. I assure you that this administration will do whatever we can do for you, so that we don't give anybody excuse to blame us that we don't want to go when we want to have a third term.
In business, a total of 75 companies are bidding for 12 federal roads to be concessioned under the first phase of the Highway Development Management Initiative. Head Public-Private Partnership Unit of the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, Abimbola Aisien, said the opening of the portal for the submission of the application for the bid will ensure that credible concessionaires are selected for the development and management of the federal roads through sustainable private sector investment. In entertainment, American rap artist Lil Loaded has died aged 20. Lil Loaded was the voice behind the 2019 viral summer hit song Silok Siki. The Dallas County Medical Examiner's Office confirmed his death but did not reveal the cause of his death. But an attorney for the rapper, Ashkan Miari, said he killed himself. In sports, 18 out of the invited Super Eagles players have arrived their camp in Vienna, Austria. This is ahead of their international friendly game against Cameroon. The three-time African champions will take on the Indomitable Lions at Stadion Werner Neustadt, Austria. The much anticipated clash between the two continental arch-rivals is expected to go on as planned. It suffered an initial scare after 11 Eagles players withdrew from the game due to medical reasons.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
Malaysia says it is to summon China's ambassador after 16 Chinese military aircraft flew over disputed waters of its eastern state of Sarawak. Fighter jets were scrambled to intercept the transport planes on Monday after detecting suspicious activity over the South China Sea. Malaysia's foreign ministry described the maneuver as a serious threat to national sovereignty. China, however, said its aircraft had abided by international law. And that does it here, all the news this afternoon. But before we go, here's a quick look at the major stories. The PDP has reacted to President Buhari's tough talks on insecurity. The Senate is to hold national public hearing on constitution review tomorrow. We told you the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, is to meet all ethnic nationalities in the Niger Delta over recent burning issues in the region. From the foreign scene, we brought you a report. Malaysia has accused China of breaching its airspace. I am Carl Orakwe. The news is edited by Choma Izinwafo. For breaking news stories and eyewitness reports, do contact our newsroom on 0818 900 0017. Cloudy weather expected in Port Harcourt this afternoon.